Alright, so today my birthday, we're gonna come to you from the old kitchen in the school. We got this beaver here on the table, and I'm gonna show you how I skin him. So basically, if you don't want to see, I guess you'd call it skinned out critter, don't watch. So viewer discretion is advised. But tools I like to use are this right here. It's a knife with replaceable blades. They're like a scalpel blade, so they're pretty sharp. You can usually hone them out a little bit and get a couple little extra time out of them. And then the other thing I use is this here. It's a Dexter Beaver knife. They work slick for all kinds of stuff. We used them on the deer, same thing with that other knife. And then I just got your regular bypass sharpener here. It works pretty slick. You can usually get pretty good edge on the beaver knife as well as the one with the replaceable blades. So yeah. So I'm going to try to put this up so it stays. And I had it kind of close to where it doesn't look like it's going to fall down. So that should work, hopefully. But yeah, so if you don't want to see, a little bit of blood and some other stuff, I suggest you not watch this video. Very simple. And hopefully that way nobody reports us. But again, we'll be skinning out the beaver the way I like to do it. It's not necessarily the best way or the right way, but it's the way I like to do it. And then you don't end up with leg holes. And then when you get a little bit extra when you stretch them out on the board, and then you can just cut off what's left, and you end up with a nice round beaver and no holes. So we're going to get going here, I guess. I'd put music on, but that'll probably just get me flagged for something else, because I don't have my own music. And maybe someday I'll actually get some halfway decent rubber gloves. But what I like to do is I start right at the front teeth, and I go right up with the sharp knife. And there's other ways you can do it. A lot of guys use those little zipper knives, or the ones that have like the gut hook on them. I used that when I was gutting the deer. And the key is not to go too deep. That way you end up rolling the guts out. This will probably be, I don't know, I'll try to do it fairly quickly, and probably should have somebody helping me with the camera, but I think we can make do. And again, this is just the way I do it. You don't have to do it this way, and a lot of people probably don't. I actually saw, I think it was some video, but it was the way Johnny Thorpe does them sometimes. So I tried it, and it actually works pretty good. So I just stuck with doing it that way. And like I said, it's definitely not the fastest way. You're not going to win any competitions, but I can typically do one in like 15-20 minutes, I think. But what I do is basically I go right up the middle from the mouth to the tail, and you go around the vent. And then what I do is I just start somewhere in the paw and just go right towards that. And like I said, this isn't This is just the way I like to do it. And then same thing at the front. What I usually do is start right in the palm and just make a straight line, kind of right towards the other front arm. And you just want to make sure that you do go all the way down or far enough in. So basically what you do is you go straight up the middle, and then you do the front paws and the back legs, or the front legs and the back legs. And then I usually use that little sharp knife a little bit and just kind of open them up a little bit. And you don't want to go too deep when you're going across the belly, because you will spill the guts out, which I'm sure at some point I'll probably get close to doing. But it's just, this is the way I do it. And I don't know, maybe if there's enough interest, I can get somebody to hold the camera for me instead of me setting it up on the base, and do a live video or whatever, where you can try to ask questions if you got them. But yep. So there we go. We opened them up enough. Like I said, it's a learning thing, and I prefer to do it this way. And there are faster ways, especially you got some guys out there that can do them pretty quick. But I don't do enough on a regular to have to do them real fast. I just go at my own pace. What you're going to find is when you skin them this way without the armholes, this little piece here will actually end up getting cut off, but it gives you a better angle to stretch them at, and or a little bit more to stretch them out. And normally what I'll do is once I'm done skinning them, I'll take the back straps and meat off the back legs. But this guy's hung for a couple days longer than I'd like. So he's just gonna end up, I'll take the tail off and the head off and freeze it, probably. Although I already got a whole bunch of those. But I may freeze the meat for something else if I decide to, otherwise, unfortunately, just chop them. And that's probably not the right thing to say, because there are people out there, well, why don't you use this or that? And it is what it is. So there's one side. Come over here and kind of do the same thing. Because they're fatty critters, they will dull up your knife pretty quick. So you'll see me walk over and just touch it up. That's just so it makes life easier. Let's see, how are we going to do this? I suppose I can turn them around so you can see what I'm doing on this side. So again, it's just take your time. And a lot of times I will wear an apron, but not today. I gotta clean it. It got all greasy from being folded up when we moved. Probably just seeing me. Alright, same thing on this side. Kind of just roll them up. then what I'm going to do is I'll spin them back around because I'm not left-handed. And what I usually do is get a bucket. I'm not really prepared. You know, that's just how it goes. And usually once you get to a certain point, the hide will do its own pulling down. It'll be enough weight that you don't have to pull on it to get it to go. And you want to be careful when you get down around the head because that tends to be where you'll end up putting holes in it. So what you got is we got a nice beaver. No leg holes. I don't know if you see all of that. No holes. I didn't even put any holes in it. So I'll lay this out in a minute so you can take the camera and show you. So that's pretty much skinning the beaver. I don't do it super fast because I don't like making a mess with the gut spilling out, that type of stuff. But typically then what I'll do is I cut behind the head here and get down to the bone, and then I'll use loppers and take that off. And then also the tail, usually you can cut that with this knife here. And nobody really wants to watch me try to butcher out the caster, but we'll give it a shot. So we switch to the sharper knife. And this is one of the things I haven't mastered yet, so. Maybe someday I'll get this down. That wasn't too bad, and then I hang them up over here and they dry, maybe. I gotta put my drying rack up. And then at some point I should start collecting the oil sacks, but at the moment I don't. So yeah, that's how I do it. Like I said, I'm sure there's a better way. Almost positive there's a better way, but that's the way I do it. So for right now, all what we're trying to show, I'll just put him in the bucket for right now. Nobody needs to see me take the head or the tail off, I don't think. So then what we end up with is this nice fur here. Apparently he got dirty again because I blew him out with the air compressor. So we'll clean the table up real quick. So, and then what we have here, basically, I don't know if you can see all of that or not, but basically there are no holes other than maybe the one or two I put in it. So when you go to, after you flesh them, and when you go to nail them up, you won't have to try to nail the hole shut, and then they won't come back from the tannery or whatever with holes in them as well. So you get end up with more usable fur that way, I guess. I don't know, that's just my opinion. You can, any of y'all who do that, you can kind of give me your thoughts either in the comments or you can send me a message. Because, yeah. But, I'll just take it out of here because, to be honest, we just got done anyway. So, what we're going to do, yeah, we're at 25 minutes, so that's not horrible. I mean, I usually go a little bit faster because I'm not concerned about making it so you don't just see my back, which I'm sure there was a couple things. But, so see, this will probably be the bloody part that gets me in trouble. But as you can see, there are no leg holes. So when we go to flesh him and board him out and put him on the beaver board, there won't be any holes. Like I said, I see Johnny Thorpe do it one way on one of North American Trappers videos that Alan Probst put out. But Johnny Thorpe has his own. You can look him up. And he said he does it sometime for like novelty stuff, but you can get better. You have a little bit more room, a little bit more stretch with the holes missing. And I like doing it that way. So that's how I've been doing it the past couple of years. It may not be the fastest, but it's what I like to do. So, alright, hopefully that doesn't get me, this video doesn't get me kicked off of YouTube or put in jail or whatever. So, I did put a viewer discretion advised. I'll put that in the description as well. So, until next time, I'll put another video up probably a little bit later with the otter that Billy Sue got yesterday. She's actually tagged out for the season now. So, yeah. So until next time, and hopefully we don't get took down. Talk to you later. Bye.